All right. What's up, everybody? This is Derrick Broze of the Conscious Resistance Network, and today I'm coming at you with a very quick, short video. Just wanted to make this announcement official. Some of you have already seen me post on social media and different places um, about my book deal, but I wanted to make that official and tell you guys all about that. So let's get right into that. Just give me 2 seconds. And what I'm going to show you is the company that I actually have signed a deal with. I haven't told anybody about this officially. I've been mentioning this, telling you guys that I was working on a publishing deal with a company where they were going to take some of my books and republish them and then also translate them. So this is really exciting news, and it's been confirmed now. It's happening. It is happening. My books are going to get translated. They're going to be re-released. So let me show you a little bit about that. For those of you who are just tuned in, again, this is Derrick Broze of the Conscious Resistance Network. Hey, what's up, Jordan? How you doing? We're going to go ahead, though. Let's jump right into it. Just keep this short and sweet. I'm in the middle of writing my Jeffrey Epstein investigation. I'm on part 3 of 3, nearly done. I've been working on this all week, and I'm really sick of thinking about and hearing about Jeffrey Epstein. So I decided I'd take a break to share this with you guys. But before we go any further, I want to remind you guys to bookmark theconsciousresistance.com, which is your home for all of my content. You can find books, articles, essays, documentaries, videos, podcasts, music, so much more. You can follow us on minds.com. You can follow us on Hive, join our Discord channel, sign up for our text list, follow us on Float, get our videos at BitChute and Library. And of course, if you want to support, you can do so on Patreon. You know, all those I just mentioned, those do not include Facebook and YouTube, which is where you guys are watching right now. Some of you might be watching on Float. So if you want to support me on other platforms, please do so. So in case you don't know that I have books, I have books. I've been writing books for the last 5 years. And you can go to theconsciousresistance.com, click on our books tab, and you can scroll down here. And there are 6 books here. The first one is from my co-author, John Vibes. That's his own solo book. But I released 3 books with John. We started releasing them in 2015, 2016, and then 2017. We released what has become known as the Conscious Resistance Trilogy. And I also released the Holistic Self-Assessment in 2018 and How to Opt Out of the Technocratic State in late 2019. And I have more books planned. But for those of you who've never taken the time to look into this, this is actually what I consider more important than all of the videos I do. I write books because books are more, you know, they last longer. The ideas are going to stay out there on paper. They're going to be out there, and hopefully they will outlive me and can reach new people, wherever I'm at. But I wrote this book in 2015, and John and I wrote it because the first book, Reflections on Anarchy and Spirituality, we wrote it because we both realized that we were into spirituality and shamanism and psychedelics and meditation and exploring consciousness. And we were also into anarchism and individualism and agorism and counterculture. And a lot of these ideas intersect. And so we started having conversations and exploring that. And it led to this book, The Conscious Resistance: Reflections on Anarchy and Spirituality, which is 16 chapters. And originally we thought that was going to be the only book. And then we decided there was more to say. So we wrote this book, Finding Freedom in an Age of Confusion, which was released in 2016. And the way we describe it is this first book is more of the body of our philosophy. It touches on a lot of topics. What is the conscious resistance? Explorative agnosticism, beyond logic, beyond reason. Of course, anarchism. We talk about the inner child. We talk about consciousness and rights related to animals, plants, and the earth. Different forms of healing. We talk about collectivism versus individuality. We talk about balancing the feminine and masculine. And then we show how a lot of world traditions like Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Taoism all have origins that are anti-authoritarian. Not necessarily anarchist, but they definitely weren't these organized religions used to control people in the very beginning. So this is like the body of our work. Then you get to book 2, and we consider this to be the heart, because this one is more emotional, empowering, spiritual, empowering essays that start with looking at your own life, then start looking at your relation to the people closest to you, and then looking at your relationships with the world, at large. So that one's the heart. That came out in 2016. And then the final book in the trilogy is what we consider to be the mind or the brain, because it's a lot more intellectual arguments, philosophical discussion on how do we create this world without government? How do we create a better world if there is no such thing as government? How are people going to solve their problems? How are we going to get organized, et cetera, et cetera? And so we consider this to be the mind. And this is actually the book where I laid out my philosophy and my theory on the intentional community, which I'm actually in the process of building now here in Mexico. And it's called the Conscious Agora. So all three of those books have been available for several years. And by the way, guys, you can download all the PDFs, the original PDFs, on the website. But we have now signed a deal with this company, Discovery Publisher, who they have offices in the US, and I think they have some in the UK and elsewhere in Europe. And they reached out to me after finding out about my work, and they wanted to partner together. And they basically have agreed to re-release what John and I are going to do. Since this is the 5th anniversary this year of us releasing the first book, our plan had already been to update the book and to add new information and to kind of just update it and put it all as one book. So we talked to the Discovery Publisher about that, and they love the idea. So we are going to be releasing later this summer, or possibly the fall, for sure this year, the Conscious Resistance Trilogy, which will be all three of those books as one book. We're adding, John and I are in the process. I've been working daily. Besides investigating Bill Gates, I've been working on the book, and we're going to go back and fix all the typos and things we might have missed, but we're also adding new information. Of course, our perspectives have evolved in 5 years, and we are adding brand new chapters, totally new things that you have never heard from either one of us. So that is going to be the Conscious Resistance Trilogy. And the coolest thing, I think, is in addition to the Discovery Publisher being willing to publish our work, they're going to also translate. So the Conscious Resistance Trilogy, the brand new book as one book with new essays and new information, will be translated into Spanish and French. So that's really important to me, being here in Mexico and planning to be in Mexico for an extended amount of time. Also, I know friends in Spain and elsewhere, and just being able to spread the word all through Central and Southern America, and even in Houston and the United States, where a lot of people do speak Spanish, it'll be valuable then. And then, of course, to my French Canadian friends and my French friends, you guys can read the book in French now. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, discoverypublisher.com is their website, and they seem to be pretty legit. We're very thankful for everybody that we've worked with them so far, and it's just the beginning of hopefully a longer relationship, and I'm really excited about that. But there's more. My most recent book, which many of you have been gracious enough to pick up, How to Opt Out of the Technocratic State, is also going to be translated into French and Spanish by Discovery Publisher. So they're already in the process of doing that. And again, I'm very excited about this because this book, which is my most recent one, it's only a couple of months old, it just so happened to be extremely, extremely relevant to everything we're dealing with, the COVID-19 panic and, the call for contact tracing and thermal scanners and drones that can check your temperature and all this technology. It's part of the technocracy, or what I call the technocratic state. And if those terms are new to you, read the book, which again, you can download for free because it defines all those terms and it goes through the whole history of this philosophy of technocracy and talks about what I believe are the solutions to surviving the coming technocratic state. And so I think it's extremely important right now. And that's why I'm very thankful that Discovery Publisher has decided they're going to translate the book into French and Spanish. And also my friend John Vibes, who again is my co-author on the trilogy. Let me see if this is the right website. They're also going to translate his most recent book, which is called Paper Squares and Purple Stars, My Life as a Rave Outlaw, which is John's kind of my story so far, autobiography type situation. And it describes his journey through the rave culture and discovering anarchism and learning more about himself and meeting his wife and all kinds of things like that. And I recommend checking it out. And now they're going to translate that into Spanish and French as well. So overall, our work is going to be reaching a lot more people by the end of this year. And I'm very excited. Listen to my content or you read the content, but I want you to be able to read it in your first language. And hopefully, if things go well, they have said there's a potential to translate the books into Italian and German as well. And I'm really excited about that. Not to mention that people have reached out to me about transcribing and translating my doc. I hope that you guys will dive into it. If you've never actually read my books, then again, please do take the time to do that, because, a video I can crank out in like 10, 15 minutes, edit and get it out there. And I put thought into them, of course. But what I consider to be my bread and butter or my best work is my books and my documentaries, because I write the scripts for the documentaries. I do all the research, all the editing, and I put it together into a format, and then I have a friend edit it. And with the books, the same thing. That takes a lot more time and effort and energy to research and to put out there. So I really just want to encourage each of you to to check them out if you haven't, because I like speaking. I like doing public speaking. I like doing videos and all that. But some of you might notice that I don't appear on camera all the time because it's not really my, my thing. I'd rather write to you guys. Oh, it's getting really loud. I'd rather write, a message to you guys. I feel like the word, I can be more poetic and it hits people more. But I also know a lot of people don't read, so I'm dealing with it. Either way, guys, I think I've said enough. Just wanted to check in real quick with a quick video saying awesome things are happening and I'm thankful. I'm happy. You know why this happened? Because of you guys, but also because of my persistence, because of my hard work and my dedication. And I have to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to me, to myself, for pushing, these boundaries and these barriers. And I hope that it'll continue to grow. And I hope that we can continue to support each other. Let me know how I can support you. Please share my work if you find it valuable. And until next time, guys, remember, say it with me now. You are powerful. You are beautiful. And you are free. Peace.